Hey y'all, welcome to my YouTube channel where we learn together, take action together, and reflect together. My name is Tamira and thank you so much for being here. Today's card conversation is going to be about culturally relevant pedagogy. This is the theory and the framework that is going to transform the teaching profession. I will be using an analogy, which is a comparison of two things, to explain what culturally relevant pedagogy is and why it is important. So let's start with a little background information about the theory. In 1988, Dr. Gloria Ladson-Billings conducted a study with 8 successful teachers of African American students. The teachers in this study were described as thoughtful, inspiring, demanding, and critical. They were connected to their students' families, and their students' communities. These teachers appreciated their students' cultural backgrounds. They appreciated their students' strengths and used them to drive student learning. Dr. Gloria Ladson-Billings called these teachers dream keepers. The purpose of this study was to find ways to improve teacher education, and she used what she learned from the teachers in the study to develop the theory of culturally relevant pedagogy. Culturally relevant pedagogy is a theoretical framework that outlines the successful methods and practices of teachers that teach African American students. I do want to highlight that although this study was conducted with 8 successful teachers of African American students, the theory of culturally relevant pedagogy can apply to successful teachers of any group of students whose academic, social, and emotional needs have historically gone unmet in schools. The characteristics of these successful teachers represent the components of the framework. The components are critical consciousness, cultural competence, and the ability to advance student learning, which Dr. Gloria Ladson-Billings says is the only practice that accurately represents what is meant by culturally relevant pedagogy. Now that we know a little about the history of culturally relevant pedagogy, let's get into its deeper meaning. As I mentioned earlier, I am going to use an analogy to drive home my point. I will use the human body to explain what culturally relevant pedagogy is and why it is important. Let's consider what it means for the human body to be healthy. When a person is healthy, their internal and external organs are strong and they function properly. To maintain good health, a person must consistently work to keep a strong heart, a strong mind, and a strong body. The body of a culturally relevant teacher is like the body of a healthy person. In order for culturally relevant teachers to maintain good health, they must consistently work to strengthen their critical consciousness, their cultural competence, and their ability to impact student learning. Here's an outline of the human body, which is made up of internal and external organs that keep us alive and healthy. We will call this outline the anatomy of the human body. In this diagram, you see the internal and external organs, and for the purpose of this video, I will focus only on the heart, the brain, the arms, and the legs. Here's another outline of the human body. We are only going to talk about this outline in the context of culturally relevant pedagogy, and we will call it the anatomy of a culturally relevant teacher. Just like the human body, the culturally relevant teacher is made up of internal and external principles that keep teachers healthy and improve student outcomes. So let's start with the heart. The heart is one of the most important organs in the body. It supports the circulatory system by pumping blood throughout your body, through your veins and arteries. This is how all areas of your body get the oxygen and nutrients they need to survive and thrive. In the context of a culturally relevant teacher, The heart represents volition, which holds a teacher's desire, passion, motivation, aptitude, and drive to improve student outcomes. The culturally relevant teacher's heart, aka volition, gives support and development to all areas of the teacher's body. Next, we have the brain. In the context of the human body, the brain is in charge of everything your body does. It is divided into two hemispheres that remain in contact and communication with each other at all times. The brain is like an extremely powerful computer, like a control center that stores our memories and controls our thoughts and bodies. In the context of a culturally relevant teacher, the brain represents critical consciousness and cultural competence, which is the teacher's control center for advancing student learning. The left brain, critical consciousness, controls the teacher's ability to critique and challenge the current social order, specifically systemic oppression. Critical consciousness also controls the teacher's ability to get students to take what they learn in schools and use it to transform their communities and create new possibilities. The right brain, cultural competence, controls the teacher's ability to appreciate and celebrate her own culture while also learning about at least one other culture. Cultural competence also controls the teacher's ability to use students' culture as a bridge to student learning. Finally, we have arms and legs. In the context of the human body, our arms have many muscles that work together to allow us to perform all sorts of motions and tasks. The legs provide support and a range of movements. In the context of a culturally relevant teacher, the arms and legs represent student learning. Strong arms and strong legs support intellectual growth and academic excellence. The left arm represents content. The left leg represents curriculum and instruction. The right arm represents pedagogy. The right leg represents data literacy. Each of these domains, content, pedagogy, curriculum and instruction, and data literacy, all significantly impact student learning. So let's take a final look at the anatomy of a healthy human and the anatomy of a culturally relevant teacher side by side. Just like the human body has internal and external organs that keep it healthy and effective, culturally relevant teachers have certain knowledge, skills, and dispositions that keep them healthy and effective. When teachers are healthy, when they are culturally relevant, they engage in teaching that focuses on advancing student learning, developing cultural competence, and fostering critical consciousness. They are always evolving to meet the needs of their students. They are transformative. They are revolutionary. They are dream keepers. And every child in every classroom across the United States deserves to have access to dream keepers, especially Black and brown children. Over the next few miles, we will discuss each of these components in more detail. All right, y'all, that's all I got for now. Take a few minutes to reflect on your thoughts about culturally relevant pedagogy. How do we keep teachers in our classrooms that possess these characteristics? How do we recruit, develop, and support teachers with these characteristics? I look forward to reading your thoughts in the comments. Thank y'all so much for being here. I love y'all. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time. Bye.